What's going on, everybody? This is Tony. Welcome you to a first of a new series that I'm calling Tony's Keys. In this series, I'm just going to spotlight some of the key comics from my collection. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll roll that intro and we'll get right to it. Welcome back, and like I said in the intro, I'm going to be showing off some of the key comics from my collection. Now, what I did to select them, I'm not actually picking any of them. I'm letting my app on my phone pick them for me. I have the CLZ Comics app, and basically my entire collection is on this app. And one of the features that you can do is it has a lot of different folder fields, and one of them is for keys, and it separates them. See, major, minor keys, so forth and so on. And one of the nifty little features is you can shake your phone and it will randomly pick a book. And basically that's what I'm doing. I shake the phone and let CLZ pick the books that I'm going to be spotlighting. So that should be pretty interesting. So let's get to it with our first book. Basically, what I'm going to do is any key information is going to be what is listed from the CLZ app. And we're going to start off with Silver Surfer Annual Number 2. This is from 1989. And it says that it is the origin of the Serpent Crown and the origin of Chthon. Pretty good series. It's part of the Atlantis Attacks storyline that went on through the summer annuals of that year. And it was a pretty good read. I really did enjoy this. Alright, next up we have Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 7 from 2022. This issue was the first appearance of Carnivore. The Gunslinger Spawn series, I think, is one of the best out of the 4 Spawn titles that are currently going. And you can't beat the price. They're only $2.99 for some excellent Spawn books. I highly recommend this series. Next up, we have Batman Volume 3, issue number 108. This is the first appearance of Miracle Molly. It's during the James Tynion IV run. And that's about all I can tell you. I know when these books come out, Miracle Molly was supposed to be like some big character, but I think it's kind of pretty much fizzled out. But it was a good story nonetheless, so I enjoyed it. Next we got from 1979, this is Captain Marvel, issue number 61. I don't remember how I got this book. I think it was either from my buddy Greg. It was from a set I bought or a set he gave to me. This is the first full appearance of Elysius. And that's about all I can tell you because I haven't actually read the book yet. It's on my read pile. And like I said, this was randomly selected by the CLZ app. Next up, from 1982, we have Captain America, issue number 269. This is the first appearance of Team America, not the World Police, just Team America. It was a pretty fun little book. It's a nice little story, and I highly recommend it. This is part of my long Captain America run from like issue 262 to 429, I believe. Next up, from 1987, this one holds a very dear place in my heart. This is Captain America issue number 333. This is the first appearance of John Walker as the new Captain America. It is also the very first comic book I picked up when I started collecting comic books in 1987. So yes, this book means a lot to me. I have another direct copy. And this is one of those books that anytime I see it out in the wild or anywhere, I usually pick it up. Next up, from DC, we have another Batman book. And this is a very important Batman book. This is part 11 of the Nightfall storyline. This is Batman 497. Very key issue. In this issue, as we all know and love if you've read the storyline, Bane breaks Batman's back. Said Batman goes home. Bane's waiting on him. They start fighting in Wayne Manor. The fight drags all the way to the Batcave, and Bane pretty much beats him down and breaks his back. And this is a pivotal book in the Batman storyline for Nightfall. And I always consider Nightfall probably my second favorite Batman story ever. So the next book I'm going to show off is another one of those cameo versus first full appearance books. This one usually gets a good debate going. I'm just going to say what the app says. But the next one is Uncanny XMen Annual Number 14. And there's always a big debate between this book and Uncanny 266, which is the first appearance of Gambit. True, this book come out first, and then a few weeks later, Uncanny 266 come out. Now you see on 266, you'll see Gambit on the cover. He's featured throughout the story, but he is featured prominently in quite a few panels and pages in this story. And the app actually has this one listed as his first appearance. And I believe it also has Uncanny 266 listed as his first full appearance. Well, you can argue back and forth, but at the end of the day, if you got both of them, who cares? And if you don't, do your best to try to grab both of them. I know that's easier said than done with that 266 because that's the money book. But yeah, this book came out in 1990, and it was part of the Days of Future Present storyline, part 4, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so next up, another debatable first appearance. We have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 365. And this one has been debated as the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara. Basically, it's just a preview with the first few pages of the Spider-Man 2099 number 1 comic. So it's easily to say whether or not you count this one or Spider-Man 2099 number 1 as his first appearance. But all I'm saying is in the app, it's got this one listed as his first appearance. But I've got both of them, so I don't really care. Moving on, a very iconic DC comic cover done by the great George Perez himself. We have Crisis on Infinite Earths issue number 7. This is the death of Supergirl Kara Zor-El. The cover is iconic. George Perez really outshined himself on this particular series. I mean, let's be honest, anything Perez did was pretty much a work of art. But, I mean, the Crisis series, I think, is where he really shined. A lot of great art he did in that, with these covers and so forth and so on. If you've never read Crisis on Infinite Earths, I highly recommend you either pick up the single issues or the trade. You will not be disappointed. It is a very good story. Next up on the list, we have quite possibly the oldest book from this set. This came out in 1966. This is Uncanny XMen. Well, it was just called X-Men at the time. X-Men 19. This is the first appearance and origin of Mimic. I actually like Mimic. He's pretty cool. And I have actually flipped through and read the book. I really enjoy the story. Mimic just doesn't show up a lot. But when he does, it's pretty cool. And I really highly enjoy it. And the last book for this episode, we got a slab. This is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, Number 4 from 2014. And this is the first appearance of Silk. Bought it off the racks raw. Got it cleaned and pressed, and it came back at a CBCS 9.4. This is a really good story. Silk is a really great character. Cindy Moon is a really pretty cool character. And here lately, they've been doing a little bit more to establish her character's backstory and whatnot. So yeah, if you can get it at a decent price, I recommend you pick it up. And that's all I have for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please sound off in the comments below. Next week will be another batch of books for Tony's Keys episode 2. And until next time, take it easy. See you later. God bless.